Today we're going to be talking about the winter storms that are going to be hitting North Carolina and Virginia area and seeing how much snow could this system drop as along with other systems that are coming to the US. Alright guys, let's get right into it. As always, these are my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Please consult the National Hurricane Center National Weather Service for the best info possible. So, as we can see here, we can see right now that mainly it's quiet in the US right now. But like as you can see right now, more western side is experiencing more warmer temperatures. That's what the red is showing, and the blue is showing some like colder temperatures. As we move on into the next day or two, some maybe some rain and snow is possible. But as we get into the next 2 days, something just starts forming right here. Lots of snow right now for that system. And it just as it moves across the U.S., it just brings some rain from the Gulf, and it brings all that to the North Carolina Virginia area. That is where our winter storm is gonna be at, and we'll take a closer look at the North Carolina Virginia area and see how much snow could this system drop, and how cold would temperatures be. Alright guys, as we take a look at the temperatures for North Carolina and Virginia, or most of Virginia, we can see that right now it's still really cold temperatures right now for the next day. But as this system comes along, it just makes the temperatures go really low. Like some places in Virginia could be seeing the teens, maybe mid to high teens. And even some parts of North Carolina could see some teens. But mainly it's still gonna be pretty cold for snow to be able to stick as the system just moves on. But once the system leaves, then we get these little spots of very cold temperatures, like 10 degrees, 8 degrees. That's able to keep the snow on the ground and not melt as fast as it would in some places. And look at this, we have temperatures and lots in the low double digits and single digits. But this may be after the system. Still, really cold temperatures. So that's gonna be after the system. But with the system, there's still gonna be like 20 degrees, 20 to 30 degree temperatures, which is still favorable for snow to stick on the ground. Alright, as we take a closer look into the composite reflectivity precipitation type, like I said, the next day or so, it's gonna be mainly quiet. Maybe just some snow showers in the next day, maybe, possibly. But as we head more into the future, the mountains for North Carolina get some snow, maybe with a little bit of rain, but mainly snow. When we head more into the future, we see the system just appear out of nowhere, bringing a lot of snow to North Carolina and Virginia. So a lot of freezing rain and sleet right here for parts of North Carolina. And we could be seeing lots of freezing rain falling from this system. Mainly, it's going to be a snow and freezing rain and sleet event. And then for the East Coast, it's going to be a rain event. Maybe some thunderstorms in South Carolina and the East Coast. But as we go, this system is a very fast-moving system. Like it starts at 87 hours. It starts at 87 hours into the future, and then it departs within the next day. The next day is out of here. Alright, let's look at the snow totals that this storm could be dropping. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the snow totals that this system could be dropping. And like I said, in the next day or so, some parts of Virginia, you could just see it about up to an inch of snow. This is not associated with the system, but as we head more into the future, some snow pops up at more parts of like northwestern Virginia. But once the system arrives, it drops a lot of snow. Once the system arrives, it drops a ton of snow. I'm talking about over a foot of snow in this shaded area, and a couple inches to parts of a couple inches to maybe eastern Virginia, and maybe parts of like the border of South Carolina right here. You could see a couple inches of snow. But mainly threat is that the roads would be very covered in snow and traveling will be impacted by the snow. Alright, let's take a little closer look at the freezing rain and sleet totals. Alright guys, when we look at the sleet totals, once the system approaches, there's gonna be a lot of sleet falling with this system. Talking about a lot of places up to over an inch of sleet. It can also impact the roads and traveling conditions. So that was just a quick look at the sleet. Now let's go to the freezing rain. So as we look at the freezing rain totals, some places could be seen up to a quarter of an inch, all the way up to an inch and a half. Some places like this mini circle oval shaded area, you can see over an inch of freezing rain, which that would just freeze into ice on the roads. So it could be forming black ice on the roads. So you also have to be careful for that if you're driving on the road. Let's take a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly for the GFS model. So as we can see, basically what the red and orange means warmer temperatures and calm weather, and blue means it could be associated with a storm and mainly colder temperatures, possibly a storm. So as we can see, we have these little systems right here that just bring some cold temperatures. Most likely not a storm, because there's going to be cold temperatures for North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and a lot of other states. But this is where the system forms that we're looking at right there. That is our system that we are looking at today. It just, as it goes on, it gets way more intense. Like, look at that trough ejection, y'all. That is a very good trough ejection for a winter storm like this. And after this system comes, it just brings another burst of cold air. Then we go into maybe like lighter, warmer temperatures, like just a little bit of warmer temperatures for a short period of time. And then another burst of cold air comes to North Carolina and Virginia and the other states near that. It just brings a lot of cold temperatures. And then once that once that comes, there's more systems keep coming, one after another. Take a look at it again. You can see a lot of little bursts of cold air and systems come into North Carolina and the East Coast. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, maybe even 7 bursts of really cold air. Some of them could be systems that we could watch in the future. Never know. Alright guys, let's take a look at the wind gust with this system. Alright guys, so as we head into the future, this is our system right here. With all these wind gusts, this is where our system is right now, and with 72 hours into the future. And as it moves more to the east, there's lots of wind gusts are with this system. Like, I'm talking about 50 mile per hour wind gust that we could be seeing, like 50 mile per hour wind gust with this system, which is very high wind gusts for a system for North Carolina. Off the coast could see a lot of wind gusts. All right, let's take a look at the snowfall for Tennessee, as they're gonna get slammed with this snowstorm also. All right, guys, as we see in Tennessee, there's gonna be lots of snow falling in Tennessee, just like it's falling in North Carolina and Virginia. It could be up to more than a foot of snow possible for some parts in Tennessee, and that whole area could see up to at the very least 3 to 5 inches of snow in this area that I circled. We also have some winter weather watches for parts of North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin already with this system. Alright guys, I think that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more weather content. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.